What's going on, everyone? Facebook land. Happy Friday. It's Friday Night Lights up in here. I'm super excited to be here with you. For those of you who are not out partying and living it up like me, you're in here working, advancing your life, your career. Join me on this live. I'm super excited. Before you guys start piling in here, some of you have been asking about the challenge that I talked about yesterday on yesterday's live. So if you haven't seen that, go back and check it out. I posted you a link that wasn't active. So guess what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to give it to you again. And it starts on the 21st of March. It is called the 10 Days to Top Level Bonus Challenge. So go to toplevelbonus.com if you want to get in on that challenge. We have had incredible testimonials the last time we ran it. So I just wanted to say that before we get into the training. Hey guys, let me know who's here as you come in. And what I want to do, I'm trying to share it into my other group, but it's not telling me I'm live yet. What's happening, everyone? Where are you coming in from around the world? Timeshare is always so fun, right? Like people are all around the world. We probably have like the Caribbean. Drop a message, let me know, a comment where you're coming in from. And at some point, Facebook might let me know that I can share this into my group. But until then, we're going to get started, guys. So today's topic is an interesting one, and it's called, What's Going On, Jim? Hello, long time no talk. So it might have stopped you in your tracks. Like, what do you mean, stop lying to myself, Joni? What does that mean? And why am I lying in the first place? And how is it killing my sales? So I want to tell you a little story that happened about 3 days ago now that really is telling about what happens in this industry. Cape Cod, Mass. Ooh, very cool. Sent lots of owners over to probably your resort, Jim, because I think there's only one out there, right? So let me know, guys, where you're coming in from in the chat. And let's get some energy going on. So the other day I was talking to a gal who calls me from Blue Green. She wanted to, improve her sales. She's like, I'm always about learning and growing. And I asked her, I said, okay, so talk to me. What was your biggest month that you've ever had so far? And she said it was 146,000 in January. She said, but it was really slow. I was like, okay, cool. So you did 146,000 in January. Decent. And that was for in-house, right? I was like, okay, so I'm thinking there's a lot of room for improvement, right? And she was like really excited about it. So of course I'm not going to make her feel bad. I'm like, that's awesome. So talk to me. How many tours did you do that on? And she said, I did it on 23 tours. I was like, great, good for you. And then she says, and then February wasn't so good. I was like, what do you mean it wasn't so good? So what did you do in February? She said, I sold 68,000. I was like, so you sold 68,000 on how many tours? She said 21, but it was a really slow month. But first she said it was a really slow month, and then I said, how many tours? She said 21. So you guys notice that like 23 and 21 is not very different, right? Like there's not a whole lot of difference between 23 and 21 tours. And then she proceeded to say, and March is really slow. I really don't have any volume on the board. It's just a slow month. And so my question to her is, well, is that statement going to get you paid? And she said, well, I don't know really what you mean. I was like, well, the fact that you are saying that March is slow, is that going to get you paid? She's like, probably not. And I said, well, let's just look at something, because when you told me that you sold your biggest month of your career at 146,000 in January on 23 tours, and on February you were only two tours shy of what you did the month before. What was different between February and January? Were those two tours going to make up the difference in volume, right? You guys follow me? And let me know where you guys are coming in from. Drop your resort, drop your location, something in the chat. And so she said, yeah, I guess there really wasn't that big of a difference. So here's what happens. What happens is this, is that you lie to yourself every single day. And the lies that you're telling yourself are the lies that you are hearing around your office. And those lies are, it's slow, there's not enough tours, and maybe it's we're not getting qualified tours in. Maybe it's, and then here's what else she said. She said, first of all, I need to give her some props. She ended up wanting to improve on her skill set and moving forward. So despite all that, she realized that, oh, well, yeah, I am kind of looking at this messed up. And so she said, well, but everybody did bad. Do you think that thought, that statement is going to get someone paid in this industry? It's not. Because when we can just simply let go of our performance simply based on other people, what's going on, Edmilo, Jerry, Jim, and simply based on what other people have done and or not done, and that's the standard that we hold ourselves to, it's not going to allow you to be at the best. It just won't. What everybody else is doing has nothing to do with you. And so the statement, the title of this was, stop lying to yourself. It's killing your sales. It's because you have stories that you are telling yourself every single day that is literally killing your sales. And these stories have to do with your tours. It has to do with, and let me know, guys, let me know, give me a like or a heart if you get what I'm saying when I say the stories that you are telling yourself. Because here's the bottom line. Every single day, you are telling yourself a story as to why you're going to sell today, a story as to why you are not. You're going to tell yourself a story about the tour that you're sitting in front of, and you're also going to tell a story about why you got the deal or why you did not. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? These stories that you tell yourself, they're either helping you or they're hurting you. But the problem in this industry is this, in life really, is that most of the stories that we tell ourselves are absolutely killing us and killing our sales. And so I want you to think about, guys, and type in the chat, what are some stories that you either have about Hotel Xcaret, Mexico, Playa del Carmen, Mexico. I love it. Very cool. I was just in Playa 2 weeks ago. And what are the stories that you hear either on your sales floor? What are the stories that maybe you're telling yourself about why you can or why you can't? Like this person I was just telling you about, her story was it's slow, so I can't tell. And I can't sell. And I said, well, how many tours does it take to sell 150? Because she said her goal was 150,000 every single month. And I said, well, how many tours does it take to sell 150,000? Guess what she said? Drop an answer below. What do you think? Give me your answer. Let's start there. How many tours does it take to sell $150,000 in volume? Depending on where you're at, maybe. What do you think? We probably have a delay here. So she ends up telling me, she's like, I don't know, I guess 2 to 3. And I said, okay, that's fair enough. And I said, well, what if it only took 1? What if it only took 1? Is it possible? Kathy says the same thing, 2 to 3, okay? And so let me tell you, that story that she was telling herself and the story that many of us have as to how many deals it will take to get to our goal is a story, and it's a lie. If it's anything, and Alicia says 8, Ermilo says 6, it's a lie. You know why it's a lie? Is it possible for somebody to come in and buy 150, depending on whether your company offers that, I'm sure it does, $150,000 worth of points or options, whatever you sell? Oceanfront, 2-bedroom, whatever they are nowadays, right? Is it possible for one person to come in, give you a credit card for $150,000? What do you guys think? Somebody done it? They have. They have. And so when we limit those stories that we have that are keeping us stuck, that are killing our sales, are killing them because we think they're real. So if we're going to believe that it takes 6 to 8 or even 2 to 3 tours to sell $150,000, of course it's possible, right, Kathy? It's possible. And until we can start changing the stories that we're telling ourselves in our minds about whether it is possible or whether it's not, whether it's possible for someone else, does it not mean that it's possible for us? It does. If somebody else is doing it, so can you. And so I want you to look at your stories, guys. Drop some stories that you hear circulating on your sales floor below. Like, just really take a moment and think about this, because I guarantee you, if you're hearing it, it probably has crossed your path, or you wouldn't have heard of it before, right? So, no heat, no eat. Ooh, that's an interesting story, Eric. No heat, no eat. That's interesting. I won't ask you to drop your resort down in the comments. But that's an interesting story. So imagine what that specific story, that particular story, does to the sales floor. Do you think it's a positive story? That's basically telling somebody that if you're not torching it up, you're not able to sell. Now, how many of us believe that the only way to sell what you sell is through lying and torching it up? I don't think any of you guys believe that. I don't think any of you believe that. I think that all of you believe that you can sell, or you should believe, or get out, don't sell your product. Because if you believe the only way, which I know you don't believe that, Eric, but I know that you believe that your product can be sold without pitch and heat. So what other stories are you hearing on your sales floor, guys? Maybe even this time of month. Like, maybe it's just right now. It's not always, but like right now. Drop them below, guys. And I'm going to talk to you. Let's dive into this a little bit, because this is interesting. The first thing we got to do in order to break free of these stories, is to recognize, number one, that they're a lie. They're a lie. And what I like to say and tell my coaching clients is every single story is a made-up story. Every single story is made up. Whether you think you can, whether you think you can't, whether you think that people are walking in broke, or whether you think they're coming in with money, whether you think you don't have enough tours in the month, or you think that tours are being spoon-fed to somebody else. All of that is a story, and all of that is keeping you playing small, the ones that aren't serving you. So what other stories are you guys hearing? Come on, guys. I know that you have these what we call limiting beliefs. Anybody heard, drop a 1 in the chat, in the comments, if you've heard the words limiting beliefs before. Because these limiting beliefs are actually stories that we're telling ourselves. They're stories that are repeating over and over and over again. Let me tell you another one. Another one is this. Oh my God, this time of year is slow season, like super slow. We're just slow. And when I hear that, when people tell me that, I just want to cringe. Because the question you want to ask yourself, does anyone feel like they're in slow season? And it's okay, it doesn't have to come from you, but like, does your management or upper management or sales colleagues saying that it's slow? It's slow season. Drop a yes or a no. Yes or no right now. Or if there are ever any times a year that are slow. Have you heard that it's slow? Yes or no? Here's the thing with that one. When we hear that it is slow, do we sell as much as we possibly could? Or do we limit ourselves because we anticipate it's going to be slow? See, when you believe it's going to be slow, you are absolutely focused and projecting all of your energy like a laser beam on the fact that it's slow. And guess what the universe says in return? You're right, Kathy, they are excuses. They're excuses, and they're permission that you're giving yourself, and your other sales reps and managers on the floor are giving themselves to not sell. But it's slow. Oh, we have low budget. Our budget's low, so we don't need to sell what we possibly could sell because budget's low. Meaning they didn't expect them to have a good month. Every December is slow. Every March is slow. And we don't pick up until June or July. Okay, you show up to work and not get paid for 3 months. I'm not. Right? I'm not. I never did, and neither should you. So if you believe it's slow, it will be for you. Can any of you guys relate to this? Can any of you relate to what I'm saying? Like, there are months that you think those are historically slow months, and I want you to go back and look at those months. Have you, in fact, had record-breaking months and the months that you were saying it was slow? Probably not. Love the one that you are with and make every tour count. Now, that's actually a great story. I love that story. Like, you guys agree? That's a really great story. Love on them. Show them that you care. Show them that you appreciate them being there, and that you're there to help and you're there to really be different than everybody else. That's a great story. And so what happens oftentimes is that these stories go deeper. A lot of times these stories really affect our ability to earn income, and in a big way. So what do I mean by that? When you are between the ages of 0, meaning in the womb, and 7 years of age, by the way, if there's somebody you know that needs to hear this, guys, drop their name, tag them in the comments below so they see this video, and feel free to share it out as well. Because the moment that you understand what your stories are, the moment that you can break free of them, right? So if anyone's not selling, if anyone needs to start selling more, if they could use a message of, oh my God, that's me. I'm looking at my whole sales career in this month and messed up, then definitely share the love. So what happens between the age of 0, which is when you're in mom's womb, in the tummy, and or wherever it is, until the age of 7, is that we are in what is called the imprint stage. And that means that we are literally being imprinted upon. So all of the beliefs that we have do not come from you as a 1-year-old. You guys see that? They do not come from you as a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, even a 5-year-old, 6-year-old, or 7-year-old. Those beliefs come from your parents. You guys get what I'm saying? They come from your parents. They get passed down from grandparents. You are a sponge at that age, and you are soaking in, even in the womb, you are soaking in all of the feelings, the emotions, the limiting beliefs, good and bad, of what mom is experiencing and what's happening around in the external environment outside of you. Now here's where it gets even crazier. So I want you guys to think about when you were younger. Are there any beliefs that your parents had that you maybe kind of opposed when you were growing up, but somehow you ended up with now? Maybe maybe your mom or your dad was super penny pinching, and then you grew up to be the same way. Drop a like or a heart that that's definitely happened, so I can see that I'm not the only one, right? Are there any beliefs that maybe around, even sales, right? Think about this. How do your parents view sales? How did they view it when you were young? Did they say, oh, that pushy salesperson? Think about how that can impact a young child. And when we look at money and attracting money into our life, see, nobody talks about this in the industry. Everyone wants to know the techniques and the tools to overcome objections, create massive value, to sell deals, throw down, create massive urgency. Okay, guess what? You will maybe have a good month, and then you will flop. You will self-sabotage yourself and not sell again. Why? Because these beliefs that you have are not conscious. These beliefs that you have are subconscious. They're creating your identity. If at the identity level you are broke and are poor, guess what you only know how to create? You only know how to create poverty. This is why we have such a disparity between the rich and the poor, and why literally 1% to 2% of the entire population of the world makes all the money. You guys get this? This gets really deep, and it has everything to do with why you are either touching success for a brief moment and then can't seem to get it back again. Or maybe you've never been able to catch your stride. You feeling what I'm saying? Or maybe you see other people around you. Maybe you're somebody who's throwing down deals like crazy and you're consistent. Guess what? That means you have healthy subconscious paradigms when it comes to money, to wealth and abundance. Cool. I can't read all that right now, Mark. So thoughts become things. Attitude is everything. Totally believe in this concept. And it's never talked about. People just think, like, we wonder why we have a 95% attrition rate in this industry within like 3 to 6 months. I mean, are you kidding me? Does that not sound crazy? And the reason why is so many people, by the way, tag somebody who needs to hear this below, talking about, the stories that we tell ourselves that are keeping us stuck and keeping us from selling consistently every single month. So let's look at, for example, lottery winners. You guys have heard of it before. They actually say close to like over 90%, I think it's 92, 93%, I'm not exactly sure on the number, of lottery winners make millions and millions of dollars, and you'd think they'd be set for life. Why is it that almost 93% of them end up more broke than before they won the lottery? It's because their subconscious identity said that they are poor and poverty and they're not deserving of money. So they get money, they don't know what to do with it. So subconsciously they start spending it like crazy, and it leaves their hands, right? You know those people who can never hold on to money? What's up, Sunny Lava Sun? Oh my goodness, so good. Sorry guys, squirrel moment. And why those people can't seem to hold on to their money? It's because subconsciously they don't deserve to hold on to their money. So I want you to think about, and I'm not saying this is you, but could it be? Have you touched success and then unraveled it? Do you ever feel like you self-sabotaged all the time? See, thank you for loving my hair long. I have clients who every time they got to the end of the month, they were like, oh my God, every time I get to the end of the month, I freak out. I can't push forward. Something's keeping me stuck. And there's a subconscious story that's looping in their mind subconsciously, not consciously. They're not aware of it. Until you become aware of it, only then can you shift and change it, right? And release that story. But if we don't know what those stories are, we are never going to break free of them. So what I was asking you guys to do is to drop some of the stories that are going on your sales site in terms of what's happening, like slow season, this month nobody sells in March, right? What are some of the other stories that you guys have heard of? Or maybe what do you think some of your personal stories could even be that could be keeping you stuck? And so it's kind of funny. So last night I was on here doing a Facebook Live. By the way, for those of you who do not know, I have a challenge coming up. Some of you maybe participated in it 2 years ago. Can you guys believe this? 2 years ago, we did a challenge, and it was pretty awesome. We had like 300 people participate in it, record-breaking months in the last 10 days. I strategically do it the last 10 days of the month so people will kill it and just pile it on no matter where you are in your month. So if you're interested in that, join me, join us. It'll be so fun. Toplevelbonus.com. If someone could drop that in the chat, I would appreciate it with the https://www. So it's a hyperlink. Would be fantastic. But anyways, so last night I was doing a training with my mastermind, the 1%. And I'm a weird trainer, guys. I am weird because I know that it is more than overcoming objections. I know that it's more than how can we create the craziest hooks and scarcity and urgency and all that. It's so much more than that. Actually, you could never, ever learn that stuff, which I do teach, but you could never learn that stuff. But if you do not clear the stuff here in your head, you will never be good. Because you won't believe that you are good and that you deserve to be good, that you deserve to be as good as the top reps, right? You get what I'm saying? And so what we did last night, which was kind of crazy, I can't believe I'm telling everyone about this, but it's all good. We literally released subconscious blocks to money, to abundance, and scarcity. And, I took these guys super deep. I've been doing energy work since I was a little kid. And I was like, all right, guys, are you ready to release some blocks? Are you ready to let go of the stuff that's been plaguing you for your entire timeshare career? And some of them are younger and more less ripe than others. I think it's called unripe when you're brand new. And others have been there for longer periods of time. So we literally went in and I was having them deprogramming what I believe, and I don't know if you believe in this, but I believe in past lives, and I believe that so much of what we carry into this lifetime has nothing to do with us and nothing even to do with our families, our and ancestors. And a lot of it does, but a lot of it doesn't. Some of it is can you guys understand this? So like, let's just say you believe that you are put in this lifetime to fulfill some sort of mission, some purpose in life. You guys agree that, like, does anyone see that? Like, that's a possibility. We don't really know why we're here, but if we were to know, could we see that perhaps we're here for some purpose that we're here to fulfill? And some people struggle, like some people really struggle with relationships. This is not where I thought we were going to go. This is funny. Some people struggle with relationships. Like they just can't seem to get it right. They're constantly like battling, and it's like one bad relationship after another bad relationship. Other people, it's money. They cannot get their money story right. They're constantly broke. They get some money, they lose it. Even really wealthy people, guys, will get it and they'll continue to lose it, right? And so when we see that, and those become our stories, right? They're not often our stories. They're not even often our parents. Sometimes they are parents or grandparents, but sometimes I believe that they can be passed down from past lives. And that purpose that we were here to fulfill in past lives ago, if we did not fulfill that, we have to come back. God, I'm getting deep. Why am I doing this with you guys? I love it. Anybody enjoying this? By the way, you're like, dang, that chick is crazy. But we have to come back and fulfill that mission until we get it right. And so when we can clear all of those blocks, guess what? Those subconscious paradigms that we have that in regards to wealth and poverty, and those subconscious like not deserving wealth, not deserving to make multiple six figures, not deserving to be the best. Like I literally have had people tell me, well, I don't want to be number one. I was like, what? You know me, I'm like, I take people to the top. You want to be number one, you want to be the top 1%, then come to me. If you don't, then we don't talk, right? So I'm like, I couldn't understand. And some people literally believe, well, if I'm number one, right? There's two biggest fears. One fear is that they're going to be inadequate, right? They're like, people, I'm not going to be good enough. Other is I'm not deserving, right? Like that I'm not deserving of that. So like, what if people look at me weird when I'm number one? I literally had people say, well, I might get hated on if I'm number one. Reps will judge me. Like, what will the people say? I had someone the other day that says, well, my sister works really hard. The same person I was telling you about at the beginning of this live. So if you haven't heard it, go back and listen. And she was saying that my sister works really hard for her money. And so if I make too much money, I kind of feel a little guilty and shame over it. So you guys get that? Those are your subconscious paradigms that create your identity at the subconscious level. You are not necessarily conscious of that. Can you see that? Most people are not aware of that. They're not conscious of it, yet it is keeping them suppressed from ever being the best, from ever selling consistently and being number one over and over and over again and raising to different levels of success. So we don't clear all that stuff, we'll never break through. We'll never break through. We'll continue to play at that below that ceiling. When we're really letting go of all that stuff, we can soar. So it's a powerful thing. Hopefully you guys are getting some awareness. Wow, what are my personal stories, right? So somebody said, Alicia, same ones. They were NQ, were slow, low season, just came for the discount. Yeah. You know what? Until we can, that's a good one. Until we can just accept they're here for the gift. They're here for the discount, as they should be. As they should be. Until we can own that and like not judge them for it, not distance ourselves from them, but literally accept them, because who's giving it to them? We are. Nobody's coming in like, oh yeah, I'm here to actually buy. No, they're not here to buy. They're here for the discount. They're here for the gift. Those are the same people that have made you, if you've been in the industry any length of time, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Those are the same people that have paid your livelihood, or the same ones that came in for the gift, the same ones that came in for the discount, right? Those are the same people. And those are stories that are keeping people from hitting their level of success that they deserve. Because it's simply a pass. Oh, I wouldn't have sold them. Nobody could have sold those people. Have you heard that? Has anyone, drop a 1 if you have heard that. Nobody could have sold those people. Drop a 1 if you've heard that one before. What else did you guys say? Oh yes, I deserve to be God as my best. I deserve to be God as my best sales every day. No excuses. Keep on doing it. Right? So we've heard it before where Nobody could have sold them. I've been told that all the time. Like when I was on the line, right? You guys have heard that? Nobody could have sold them. Even the best sales rep here couldn't have sold them. I couldn't even sold them. That is the biggest crock of you know what. Like that is such shit. Excuse my language, but not really. Like really? My old boss, Christopher Paddock, used to say, you tell me that nobody could have sold them and I will put somebody in front of them that will sell them. Because everybody deserves to be sold and can be sold. It's actually a different way to look at it, right? Everybody deserves to be sold, meaning why would they not be worthy of owning a beautiful ownership or platinum level of ownership or presidential reserve? Why would they not be worthy of that? They deserve it. So I just wanted to share a couple of, I wanted to bring that to your awareness because French Canadians deserve to be sold or they deserve to, what is it? Oh, excuse me, guys. I wanted to bring the idea of what are the stories, what are the lies that you're telling yourself that are keeping you not paid to the level that you deserve? And really think about your month right now. Guys, we're going into a weekend. We're going into it's a beautiful weekend out here in Seattle. It's always a beautiful weekend where Sunny is, out in Hawaii. I don't know where else you guys live. Drop where you live, by the way, below. But it's a weekend regardless. There are people who have spent money and taken time and planned for an incredible experience. Whether it's one day, 1 week, or longer. And they deserve to, number one, not be judged based on what story you're telling yourself about whether they can or they cannot buy, by judging them based on their outfit, by judging them based on their tour category, by judging them based on what everybody else is saying, looking at them when they come in. They deserve to have the best. And you know what the most fulfilling thing is when you can take somebody who may not have thought that they were deserving of having it. When you can take that person and show them, do you guys know have you ever done that? Like taken somebody who's like, oh my God, we could never go platinum. We could never afford that. Yeah, right? Like that is awesome. You know who I loved taking platinum? Are the truck drivers who busted their asses 17 to 24 hours a day. The school teachers who, nobody would recognize they were even deserving, even though they're raising your children, of having income worthy enough that they didn't they just don't deserve a quality lifestyle. They don't deserve to travel. Right? Those are the people who I love taking to platinum. Why? This is my favorite angle. I don't know why I'm just hanging out with you guys for a little bit longer than I anticipated. Anybody mind? On a Friday night? What's going on Orlando and Clearwater Beach, I love it, is the angle is payments. They can't afford to go to Europe for $10K, for $15K. I mean, geez, they can't afford that. But can they afford a $500 a month payment to be platinum? Maybe. It's a lot easier to say yes to that, or a $600 or even $1,000 a month payment, because that's their retirement plan. You guys feeling me on that? Yeah. You don't mind that I'm here longer? Okay, cool. Because I'm kind of a nerd. Like, I love staying in on I love being home on a Friday and a Saturday working and helping you guys break through your stuff and get to the top. I love that. I actually, almost all my mastermind calls, a lot of them are on Friday nights. It's funny. Sometimes Wednesdays. Last night was Thursday. But, and I love that because that means that people are hungry, right? When you have clients who show up and on a Friday night, the ones who don't are the ones that make excuses. Like, oh, I got to do this. I got to do that. Really? How bad do you want it? That's the question. How bad do you want it? So I'm going to ask you guys, have you been just showing up, going through the motions this month? Or have you really been hungry with clear vision and focus. It's the 15th of the month. Some of you end maybe a few days earlier. I don't know, Marriott ends, some people end, Blue Green ends what, the 22nd, 23rd of the month, I think. Marriott might end the 28th. I'm not sure. When do you guys' months end? When do your months end? Drop the date below. So you've been showing up really bad. Well, you know what? Kudos to you, Jennifer, for admitting to that. I mean, that's first thing, guys. We cannot improve where we are unless we see it, unless we admit to it. We can walk around blind and say, oh yeah, I'm doing all the work, I'm showing up. But that's not how you get deals. Day before the last day of the month. Okay, that's right. Last day of the month. Awesome. See, what are you, Wyndham? Always know the Wyndham date, calendar. 31st. Cool. 30th. Sweet. Love it. So here's the thing. Guess what? There's 15-ish days. Some of you have 16 left. Now's the time to put the pedal to the metal, and that does not mean heating it up. Now's the time to turn up the intensity. Now's the time to turn up the fire in your belly for what you deserve, not the story you've been telling yourself. Does that make sense? Do you guys think you're deserving of like top bonus level month? Who thinks they're deserving of drop a 1 if you believe that you are deserving of a top bonus level month? No matter where you are right now in the month, I don't care. Remember, it takes one tour, one deal to sell and make your month. To sell and make your month. I have made my month in one tour before. Has anybody made their month in one tour before? Sonny, I bet you have. And when you start now, I always say, guys, that when you can get to your no matter, do you guys know about my no matter what goal, by the way? Like my no matter what strategy of goal setting. You've hit your month in a day, yeah, with one tour. Who knows about my no matter what goal setting strategy? Yes, no? Are these bugging you? Are these hitting this? No? Okay. I remember, sweet. Are you still using it, Sunny? Sunny's a rock star. So, no matter what is a goal that you set that you are absolutely committed to, no matter what. You do it every month. Guys, see why I love my coaching clients? Like, I haven't talked to Sunny in ages. He does it every month. It's fantastic. So proud of you. Yes, every month. And it's not an option. See, how many of us throw out a goal and we you cast that line, that fishing line, and I don't fish, but you cast that line, you're like, okay, I'm just going to sit here and hope something shows up. But you don't know what you're even going for. Like, you don't even know what the fish is in the water. You have no idea what could be under there. You don't have a goal. You don't have a plan. You just said, I'm going fishing. I'm going to fish. I might catch something. I might not. Does anybody get that? How often do we show up and we're going, I'm just going to show up today? Don't they say the first step to success is just showing up? That's some lame ass shit right there. Excuse me. Sometimes I just can't help myself. That's some lame stuff. If you can't, at minimum, show up, dress for success, guys, go in tomorrow dialed. Take an extra 15, 20 minutes to dial yourself in, to press the suit, to iron the shirt. If you can't do the basics and get there early and on time, are you worthy of success? You're not showing the universe or the world that you are. You're half-ass going through the motions and half-ass showing up. Seriously, real talk. So we got to look at that introspection, have that self-awareness. How am I showing up to the world right now? How am I showing up? And am I showing up saying, dang it, universe, I mean business today. I mean business today. So I was talking to, oh my God, I'm putting something exciting together for you guys, but there's like an exciting project in between the exciting project. The first exciting project, by the way, happening in 6 days. Oh my gosh, I'm going crazy, like anticipating it, waiting for it. By the way, guys, I want you to sell like crazy from now until the 21st. And what I want you to do is join this challenge. Join the 10 days to top bonus challenge. Do you get it? 10 days. So meaning on the 21st, well, if your month ends the 30th, maybe you get 9 days, but that's okay, right? Or the 30th, excuse me, you get 9 days. Join the challenge. Help me and help all of us to get you to your biggest month, your top bonus within the last 10 days of the month. So go to toplevelbonus.com. Someone wants to drop that in there. That'd be fantastic. So what do you do in the mornings to change your mood? Oh, that's good. Kind of what I just did before I got on here on Facebook Live on those bad days. So guys, like sometimes we just not feeling it, right? Drop a 1 if like at some point in the last week you were just not feeling it. It's okay, like going into work. Maybe you guys are all like rock stars. You're like, I feel it all the time. But guess what happens when we show up with that not feeling it? Yeah, it happens. When we show up with that not feeling it, guess who feels it? They do. So the key, awesome. Thanks for your honesty, man. I get it. It's natural. We're humans. How can we feel like we want to conquer the day every single day, every day? We have to feel that in our bodies first to actually do the work to get the results. So you have to, what I've teach my coaching clients is you have to, it doesn't just come naturally, you have to get into the state that will allow you to show up that way. Get into the state that will allow you to perform, allow you to be confident on your tables, allow you to pitch big deals because you're feeling empowered and you're feeling on freaking fire. So what do? I have a real routine. Oh my goodness. It's really actually kind of long. So I'll just give you a couple things that I do. I do some, we are going to talk about it in the challenge, so hopefully you'll be joining us there. But I will tell you a couple things that I do. One of which is visualization is a daily part of my mornings. I have to visualize. Do any of you guys visualize, by the way? And do you get the significance of it? Drop a yes if you visualize like regularly every day, or drop a no if you don't. If you're like no clue, like what does that even mean? You can say that too. If you visualize pretty regularly, drop a yes. If you don't very often, drop a no. But it's important. They actually say that if you cannot see it in your mind first, you'll never be able to achieve it. And that's just not me saying that, guys. This has been proven. The highest achievers in the world, Olympic gold medallions. I showed you how. Yeah, good. I'm glad you still do that. Eric does. Sweet. I love to do it every morning. Sweet. How do you say your name? So, do you have a shortened name? Help me. I love that name, but I don't want to butcher it. Yes, that's that I'm in VLO. Okay. Oh, get it. You visualize that you're in VLO. Good, good. Now, here's the one thing that you want to learn, that you really want to get about visualizing, is you want to feel the feeling. There's no point in visualizing if you cannot get attached to the frequency that goes with it. So I don't want to get into that too much right now. But what I do is I visualize. Every morning I have to visualize and I have to meditate. So I connect to the light, let it flow in. Sometimes I vary it up slightly, but it's all about clearing my mind from the clutter, the noise, the chaos of what all has to get done yesterday and weeks ago, and getting myself in a state that I can make decisions like that. Because when we are in reactive mode, we cannot make decisions. We can't even think what to pitch or what offer to show when we are constantly. I was talking to a top sales rep who is now a senior sales manager. I'm like scrolling through my phone. You guys, can you tell I'm a little visual? That's so funny. So I was just on the phone walking Diego down at the beach earlier, and I was talking to my buddy Steven Ulick, and what were we talking about? Oh my God, no, I just totally lost my train of thought. Oh, being in reactive mode, and I was like, God, he said I had to cut out social media because it was so distracting. I said, yeah, it actually is affecting your dollars. because your brain goes into fight or flight mode. It's so reactive. It's looking for that next dopamine hit. It's looking for it. It's like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? And guess what? It affects your ability to focus and your ability to make decisions properly. We don't have that space. Sometimes we need that little tiny gap, that gap to think. And if your brain is constantly firing like ridiculous, it's always firing, don't get me wrong. But if it's firing on the wrong things, it's thinking about, oh my God, I gotta check my phone. Oh my God, I haven't checked that. Oh, and it's constantly going because we're so social media addicted. What will happen is you will lose your ability to think clearly and to make rational decisions. And it's actually hurting millions and millions, if not billions, of people's wallets every single day who actually are commissioned. Well, I shouldn't say billions, but maybe millions commissioned people who are on salary. Maybe it's not hurting their wallet, but people who are commissioned and entrepreneurs, it is hurting them big time if they can't control that. So yeah, visualization is huge. Can you call me like that? Oh, Mary J. Mary J? I think I can see that. Cool. I love it. Awesome. All right, rock stars. Hey, I want to leave you with one thing, and this is kind of cool. This is what got me to do the live because I just love hearing your guys' wins. Remember that clearing I told you I did with my coaching clients yesterday, right after I came on live with you guys. So one of my clients just left excuse me. Sorry, didn't mean to say that. Left some feedback as to what happened when she cleared through her stuff. So Miss Ramirez says, okay, shout out to Joni for helping me clear some blocks. Set the goal for today, 3 closes, any size deal. Want to see what happened? She hadn't sold in 5 days. Well, 3 of the days she was sick. 2 of the days she got in her head, started telling herself stories that were not working, helping her. Sold 6,000 credits for 15,060. Sold 11,000 credits for 25,600 today, and 15,000 credits for 32,250. And got yeses on all but one is on hold, and still owning it today, and learned some powerful things, celebrating. So that was one, I thought that was super cool. That's the power of what happens when you let go of the subconscious paradigms that are keeping you stuck and holding you back, guys. It's really important to recognize what those are and start changing your stories, intentionally changing your stories and reprogramming yourself with stories that are serving you as opposed to stories that are hurting you. Another one of my coaching clients said, he sent me a message at 3:14 a.m., or maybe posted it in here. By 11:15 a.m., I threw down 18,750 to help an owner get to Diamond Elite ownership. And pretty cool stuff when we let go of our stuff, right? Awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed this live. Take in what you heard today. Think about what stories are keeping you stuck and keeping you from achieving what you're truly capable of and more. Go in, dress for success tomorrow with purpose, with intention, with focus, with hunger in that belly, and know that you are there to serve, and these people deserve, no matter what they look like they make. Those are the ones when you stop prejudging them and you make them feel like they are deserving of it, and you love the one you're with, meaning you make them feel that they deserve it too, that they absolutely will go and invest into ownership and higher levels of ownership with you. All right, rock stars, come back and drop your wins somewhere on this page or in this video thread tomorrow after you sell deals, right? Who's going to sell tomorrow, by the way? Anybody going to sell tomorrow? Just saying, do you want to proclaim what you're going to sell tomorrow? That'd be fun. Call it. Let's see if you guys hit it. Focus on it. What are you going to focus on selling tomorrow and more? Drop it below in the chat. Absolutely. Mary J, what are you going to sell? Mahalo. Sunny, what are you selling tomorrow? Excare, what are you guys selling tomorrow? What's your intention for tomorrow? Drop it below. This is what I mean by getting clear. What is your intention? What are you going to sell tomorrow? Specifically, I'm talking about specifics. Certain volume, certain deals, like what specifically are you going to sell tomorrow? And that's what you're going to focus on. Drop it below. Not just yet you're going to sell. Drop it below. What are you committing to? All right, Sunny's on it. 25K. We got a 32,000 by Mary J. Love it. We got 26.9 full down. I love the specificity of that, Jennifer. That's fantastic. Awesome. Anybody else chiming in? I bet you focus on this tonight. You see it. You visualize it. You feel it. Watch what's going to happen tomorrow. I bet you either hit it or you'll come darn close, if not more. Awesome, rock stars. 15,950. I love it, Alicia. Anybody doubling down? I haven't heard any double downs. No one wants to double down tomorrow. 28.4 for Kathy. Fantastic. Anybody think they can double down tomorrow? History, massive value. Yeah. Yes. Get their history. I think that's what that means. And show massive value. I love that word. Massive. Those words. Massive value. All right, rock stars. Have an incredible evening. For those of you who have not gone there yet, double down. So I knew you would come in with that, Sunny. Doubling down tomorrow. You certainly deserve it. Toplevelbonus.com. And we'll see you in the challenge in 6 days. Let's get you the top bonus because that's where it pays. All right, rock stars. 15-9, Jennifer, you rock. All right, rock stars, tag somebody below who needs to hear this. Peace.